Come on in. Good morning and welcome to Trans-West Truck Trailer RV. My name is Katie O'Neill and oh my gosh, I don't know if I'm excited or terrified, but today we're coming to you live from Frederick, Colorado. If you've got any questions, please, we are live. We're going to cover some cool stuff. We're going to cover a Valencia, a Verona, and a Verona LE. And as usual, Jody, I like to start my videos from the inside out, so please go ahead and take her on back. So this first coach we're looking at is a Valencia. So a lot of things are important to understand about Renegade. They build a fantastic product. It doesn't matter which product you buy. They're all great. But there are some discerning factors that may make one more attractive to you than the other. All of these coaches that we're looking at today have the optional bunk over cab. All of them have this beautiful, high quality Amish craftsmanship when it comes to our cabinets. Just really durable, solid maple cabinetry. This is Cape Cod. This is a bath and a half model, so this is a 38 foot coach. And I'm going to show you today a 38 RB, which is going to be the rear bath and the mid bath. I'm also going to show you a 36 VSB, which is going to be on the Verona platform. That's what the V stands for. So that VSB is going to be the smallest coach that we offer in that segment. It's also offered in this Valencia. And then we're going to look at an LE. The 40 foot LE that we're looking at is also a bath and a half model. That coach also does come in a mid bath model. The goal here is to show you some of the different woods, some of the different configurations, some of the different chair options, and then talk about all the differences fundamentally in the coach. But first and foremost, you'll find this beautiful white radius shower in all of the coaches that we showed today, and greatly improved in 2024 by Renegade. Also, you'll note that there's like a little soap dish on the sliding wand. You've got that nice window up above giving you better clarity, or I should say illumination. You also have your fantastic fan with a rain sensor up there. And as usual, you have this really nice decorative lighting package throughout the coach. And all of these coaches have really nice adjustable medicine cabinets. And then this particular floor plan has a ton of storage in this bathroom in the back. And again, this is going to be a mid-bath model. So one of the things that's really nice about this is there's a ton of shelving for all of your linens. And then you've got these cool San Marin porcelain potties. So nice porcelain toilet in all of the models we're looking at, none of the floor pumps. And when we get to the LE, you'll have a full macerator, a flow jet. This does not have a macerator. This is a regular macerated toilet at the front, but it doesn't have the macerator on the outside. So this will use a gravity hose. And on that note, place to keep all of your chemicals, all of your TP up top. Nice place to keep your towels. And then underneath here, you'll find your toilet paper holder, as well as some storage space for your cleaning supplies. And in all of these coaches, you'll notice that we have these really nice high polish solid surface countertops with really nice single faucets, so easy to keep clean. And then there's no lip here, so as you can see, these sinks are also very easy to keep tidy. In all of the models that we look at today, you're going to see that they've got these big pocket doors, and we have snaps. So on the Newmar product, you'll see that there's a lot of different apparatus that are designed to make something look a little more homey. Where Newmar hides things, Renegade makes it really easy to see that your pocket door is not secured. So basically, it's got a magnet right here that holds it in place. It's got a snap to protect you going down the road. Let's see if I can get on there. There you go. And then here on our nightstands, we have two 110 outlets, as well as a USB and a Type-C outlet as well on either side. Above all of our headboards, we're going to have this great amount of storage. And we'll also have 110 outlets in the overhead compartment as well. Now keep in mind, you are really looking at, in the comparative market, an S2RV chassis with a 6.7 liter ISB engine. So this is going to have 800 foot-pounds of torque, so 360 horsepower engine. This coach has 150 gallons of water. All three of our coaches today will have 150 gallons of water. All three will have a 75 gray water tank and a 75 gallon black water tank. So really good capacities. All three will also have an 8 kilowatt quiet diesel generator by Onan, and all three will have app control through the Firefly system where you can open and close your slides from inside or outside of the coach. All will also have beautiful wardrobes with illumination on the inside. So all of these are really high class options. You've got your soft finish ceiling, you've got your ducted air conditioner, you've got 2 on this coach, you'll have 2 on the 36, and you'll also have 2 on the 40. And then look at this drawer storage. For anybody who's out on the road, you know how important it is to be able to separate all of your underwear, your socks, your bathing suits, shorts, t-shirts. It just makes it so much easier to pack. So you've got a total of 8 large drawers, 1 extra large drawer, 2 smaller, what I would consider underwear drawers or sock drawers, a boot compartment, or you could keep shoes in there or flip-flops. And then if you have, actually this would be great. I usually bring like 7 pairs of flip-flops. That's probably where I keep my flip-flops. But if you've got your USB and cable connections here for your Insignia television. Now on all of these coaches, you're gonna have these really nice day and night shades. I love the oatmeal coloring here, giving you just that brighter color on the interior of this coach. But do note that when you are in the Valencia product, you're gonna have Insignia televisions throughout. Whereas in, like, for instance, the 40 VBH Verona, you might only have an Insignia in the bunk areas. You'd have Samsung throughout the rest of the coach. So as we go through, I'll try to illuminate some of the differences. All of these, though, are smart TVs, and in all of these coaches, we're more than happy to put Starlink on top of them to give you better connectivity. Now, you'll notice here on this panel system that we have, let Jody come around and take a look at this. You've got all of your controls here. You can sync to this little app up top. Oh, sorry, wrong one. This mobile app right here. This Mira app is going to allow you to do all the things. You can control your lights, you can control your generator, you can control your thermostat, your fans, your slides, your awnings, and then you can also run diagnosis with this app on all 3 of these models. So we'll go ahead and go now to the mid-bath area. So, you know, there's options for all 3, the Verona, the Valencia, and the LE to have a mid-bath, but take a look at the size in here. And again, this is that Cape Cod interior. We're gonna have Lakewood on the rest. But look at that, so that same big medicine cabinet, big storage underneath, single faucet once again, seamless counters. And then again, we have just really nice solid pocket doors giving you separation of space. So if you do have company, maybe sitting in the trifold, I'll show you that couch in a moment, you'll be able to allow them to use this mid-bath without disturbing you, which is kind of a nice feature. All of these models will have a stackable Splendide washer and dryer. If you'll note here how this is separated, and these are actually mounted to their own areas and secured at the top. Renegade does a really good job at really making a reinforced, super sturdy product. And if you're comparing this build quality to other manufacturers, a lot of people are looking at that Tiffin thinking it's an M2 106 Plus chassis. It's the same chassis as this. It's the same S2RV chassis. One of the nice things about the S2RV chassis is it's not a cutaway chassis. It's a manufactured chassis. They use them to do school buses, they'll use them to do FedEx vehicles, to do UPS vehicles, and it's designed to have this component put on the back of it. So it's a really well integrated chassis, and this coach has the 3000 MH Allison transmission versus the 3200 that you'll find with the S2RV in that ISL engine. So this coach again has 360 horsepower, 800 foot-pounds of torque, and a 12,000 pound hitch rating versus the other 2, which will have 1,150 foot-pounds of torque, that same 360 horsepower engine, but a 20,000 pound hitch rating. So some of the differences there. Cabinetry wise, you've got a really nice pantry here. Definitely a little less pantry on the shorter coaches than the longer coaches. And then down below here we have our all of our circuit breakers. And what's really nice is the way that Renegade sets these up, the ones that can run off a 50 amp are separate from the ones that can run off of the generator. All of your fuses are housed here. So if you ever have a question as to what you can run and what you can't run, it's pretty well delineated for you just in that layout right there. Now again, some differences and similarities. One of the things I'll tell you, I had a 36 VSB in 2020, and I was so jealous of the LE because the LE got this really cool cup holder. So if you went around a corner, your AirPods stayed in the pocket, your soda pops stayed in the pocket, your USB ports were easily accessible, and in the Verona it wasn't quite as nice. So here we are now, fast forward 2024 in the Valencia, and you have all of those cool features that were LE only back then. You also have this really nice deep pocketed booth. As you can see here, you've got these great windows that pop open. I'm not going to show you everything today just because this is a 3-video link, but I want to show you definitely how much of the quality is very similar. Now, here's a difference. Same very visible locking mechanism, different than what you'll find on the Verona product. This is an 18 cubic foot refrigerator. This is a very nice fridge. Not quite as large as the refrigerator that you'll find in the Veronas, but it has an ice maker. It has this really cool top pantry, which is new, something I really like a lot. And then all adjustable shelves as well, great vegetable drawers. Just a really, really nice product overall. And then again, very easy to see when it's locked. And then up here you have, of course, a little compartment to keep, maybe you're gonna have your router for your Starlink up here, maybe you're gonna have your dish network up here. It's all pre-wired. We have a lot of clients that are going into streaming music now. Now in all of the products, we're going to see the same high point microwave and convection oven. Great storage up top if you've got a rice maker, a coffee pot, toaster oven, blender. You definitely need a blender, right? How are you going to make margaritas without a blender? I guess you could just do the rocks if you really wanted to suffer through it, but all the cabinet space, really nice, large cooking area. And then one of the Valencia features is that we've got a 20-gallon propane tank. And we've also got a 3-burner propane cooktop. So this is designed so that you can fold this back and keep these on top. And then, of course, it's a nice cover, but there's your 3-burner Dometic cooktop. And in the Valencia, you're gonna have, again, a 20-gallon propane tank, and you're gonna have a Truma hot water system as well, which is a little different in the Renegade Verona and Verona LE. You're going to have a fully electric coach, so no propane, and then you're also going to have hydronic heat in addition to your 2 air conditioners. These are 15,000 BTU ACs with heat pumps on them, so you do have those heat pumps, but in this coach you'll have a furnace as opposed to having a hydronic heat system that is running through registers throughout the coach. So a little different there. Here's your great drawer storage. Again, I want to really just highlight all of the benefits that you have in this product because there's really no way to go wrong in Renegade. They just make a really fantastic product. There's a whole house water filter on all 3 units. You also get this really cool, nice Samsung soundbar right here underneath that Insignia TV. More storage underneath. And then plenty of room for a full-size trash can. If you watch my videos, you know I recommend putting a blue trash can and a black trash can inside of those as well, giving you one for recycling, one for trash, and then also one for exterior trash. So here's that VegaTouch app that we talked about. The only coach I've sunk today is the Renegade Verona, but this is the same app for all 3, and again, that allows you to operate your slides. And then on this Valencia, you get this really nice stainless steel undermount sink. You still have the pour and spray feature on your faucet head. And then on this coach, all of them have some kind of fun little nuances that they offer for your extendable, living space or cutting space, if you will, prep space. But there's that one. You'll notice also that we have a fire extinguisher and your house controls for on and off right here at the door. And then that little E-start is going to be kind of like your boost system that you would see on a Class A, maybe on the dash. That's where if you need to get a chassis boost from the house to start your coach, you can. This coach does have the optional really nice storage ottoman. Great place to keep your blankets. Also, in my opinion, your remotes. And then I wanted to just kind of go through and show you the other two models that we're looking at today have the optional theater seats. So I had to try to figure out, how do I show you the most amount of stuff in the shortest amount of time? So we're covering a lot of things, like some of the darker and lighter color woods. We're covering also the different types of couch mechanisms. This, of course, is that trifold. And you've got seat belts in the booth, 2, and then you've got 3 here underneath, as you can see underneath in the back. And then you've got, of course, the 2 up front, so a total of 7 seat belts in this unit. And all of these coaches have that bunk over cab, of course, where I was hanging out when you guys first came in. But this is a really nice, comfortable couch area. I love the fact that the cup holders are integrated into the armrests. And then also you'll see that right just to the left of that, you have your 110 outlets and your USB and your Type-C as well for charging. And as you can see, this is a very easy couch to transform. And this queen size bed is optional on all 3 of these models. Like I said, just really wanted to kind of introduce you to the different seating configurations and different options. Later on, we'll even see one that has a fireplace, which is kind of fun. The big trick here, always make sure you keep your handle out. That's the release that allows that to separate. If you don't have that handle, you gotta go digging for it. It's a little bit troublesome. But as you can see, this is a very easy convertible couch. And then in all of these, we're also going to have this convertible booth dinette where you can literally take this down and drop it. Now, where this is really handy is, again, you have lap belts that are mounted to the subframe of the coach on these 2 forward-facing seats. If you had rear-facing car seats or booster seats where you needed a lap belt, you could put this table down and put it underneath the cushions, and then you could actually have not only a place for the kids to sit, but also a Cheerio defender. If you've got littles, you know what I'm talking about with the Cheerio defender. It'd be so cool to have like a whole entire table underneath where they sit, because Lord knows, kids can make a mess. Okay, so we didn't cover storage up here. This is definitely one of the smaller aspects of storage on the Valencia. You don't get as much storage as you do in the Veronas, and we'll see that in just a moment. But look at how nice these wall sconces are, how nice these light fixtures are. Overall, just a really absolutely gorgeous coach. And again, all of these coaches can be controlled on the outside of them as well as the inside. So when I bring this slide in, I really wanted to show you walking space and everything today. Oh, you know what though? Hold on. Extend. I promised Jody I would only use my measuring tape for interior width dimensions. Huh, Jody? He's giving me the nod. When I told him we were doing a 3-coach video today, he basically told me he was going to move to China. But he's still here, and we're still doing it. I really do hope this helps. So you're about 58 inches here, and then if you go all the way to the interior, past where that cabinet bumps out, you're about 64 inches there in terms of overall width within the coach with the sides extended. So I wanted to cover that because in a lot of situations, I'll have people walk into a Valencia and they're expecting to see so much less, and there's not so much less. I mean, look at how fast this slide is coming in. It's amazing. Oh, we have a question.
Verona with bunk beds in the tundra color.
Yes, you could definitely order a Verona with bunk beds in the tundra color. And in fact, I think I have a Renegade Verona in tundra with bunk beds in stock. So please make sure you send me a text and I'll shoot you over the window sticker for that unit. But absolutely you could. Okay, so there's the front. Okay, let's do we're gonna retract the rear slide too. We're gonna cover the outside bays of these coaches. Again, everything we're gonna do is gonna be pretty quick as we go through, just because I wanna be able to show you all the differentiation during this video of these models, because I think, first of all, you should come out here and hang out with us. We have camping on site, we have great hotels, we've got really good food, we've got a great staff, we're super nice, promise, it's really true. This TV does come off the wall and pivot, just so you know. but you should come out and test drive. But in advance of doing that, this kind of helps to understand, you know, what it is that you're looking at and why you would consider one coach over the other. Now again, this is going to be this S2RV chassis, so a little shorter to get in, a little easier throw to get into the cabin here. I know, Jody, I just said one measure, but we're going to do 2 measures. We're just going to measure to the bottom step here. So the step up to the bottom step's about 19 inches to that bottom step there. So we'll cover that. All of the coaches are going to have these really nice magnetically operated doors. So when you close this, oops, your steps will come up. Well, sometimes, I guess I have step lock on, but you could have that so that your steps would go up. And then most importantly though, we have shades. So if you are using the bunks for sleeping, you can have your shade drawn here. You could have some on that queen bed getting some rest. And then you'll notice here, we don't have a keyless entry pad. We'll have a keyless entry pad when we get to the Verona LE. But what we do have, again, is that Truma system giving you tankless hot water heater. So you've got endless supply of hot water, big storage bays underneath. And then you're also going to have your inverters and be a 3,000 watt inverter, which is super cool. All 3 of these coaches have the 3 200 watt panels on top. You have an air shock to all of these coaches where you can actually air up your tires. And then, as I mentioned earlier, sound bar down below, nice exterior Insignia TV. All of these coaches will have these really cool double latching cargo bays. You'll see we've got our large awning up top, our Girard awning, and I do have the lights deployed there as well. And then outside here you can see, you know, Renegade has done such a great job at coming up with color combinations and paints that people really enjoy. It's a very sexy looking coach. And then take a look at this rear bay. This is such a nice basement. This has got all the storage, and because it's a pass-through, you can put all of those fly fishing rods underneath. And then you'll notice, again, I know we talked about this earlier, but you've got that 20 pound LP capacity, and there's a quick connect here, so you can run that through from the other side and operate your Outlander fire pit or your barbecue on the party side of the coach. And then also you'll note nice full extension mud flap, LED lights in the rear for quick stopping capacity. You'll notice here between the backs of these coaches, so here you've got your 7-pin connector, and here you're actually wired for Voyager as well. So at 12,000 pound towing capacity versus a 20,000 pound hitch rating. And then of course a little more pre-set up, that Voyager system already being set up. Both of these coaches, or all 3, will have power reels. These are 36-foot power cords on power reels. There's a surge protector, 8 kilowatt quiet diesel generator. You can turn these on and off from inside or outside. We do have all of them running today. It's about 95 degrees here, so it was so cool in there. It's so warm out here. So you'll see here we've got the gravity hose showing. That's a little place to store your gravity hose. Your water line, your freshwater line or city water line is on a power reel. Your cable outlet's right here in the center bay. I know we talked about the fact that you had a whole house water filter, but this is again going to be a gravity hose. And again, you've got 2 75-gallon gray water and black water tanks. So 1 75-gallon gray, 1 75 black. And this is where all of your draining will be. That's where we keep our hose. Here's your 20-gallon propane tank. And then all of these coaches have the battery upgrades. This is going to give you 300 amp hours of lithium power, as well as your 2 AGM chassis batteries in a very small space there. You've got a 10-gallon DEF tank on the Valencia, where you'll have a 6 on the Veronas. And then all of these coaches will have a 100-gallon fuel tank. And then as you would expect, you've got your air ride seats. So there's up, and then there's down. And then the brake controller integrated into the coach is a standard feature as well. And of course, on all of these, we're gonna have the most important thing, a real horn. So that's pretty nice. I'm gonna go ahead and put my clipboard down here, and we're gonna take a look at the difference between the ISL and the ISB. In both of these coaches, you're gonna note that you have the turn signals that will show you the left and the right by video as you're going down the road, as well as a dedicated rear view of your hitch. In all of these, I would recommend adding another Voyager camera system so that you don't have to turn your navigation off to see behind you. I find that to be one of the most annoying things in a Super C. In all of our Class A's, we've got 2 monitors. I really think they should make it a standard feature across the board. I've said this a lot to Renegade, but you know, one of these days they'll hear me. Otherwise, it's not expensive when we can do it. We do it here all the time. So here's that 6.7 liter ISB. Again, 12,000 pound hitch rating, 800 foot-pounds of torque, 360 horsepower. Definitely better than a gas engine. Not as much torque as you're going to get out of a DD13 or a DD16, of course, but certainly enough power to get you up the hill. And then you've got this 3-piece breakaway bumper on both of these coaches. So I'm going to go ahead and drop the engine on this one, or drop the hood, and show you what you'll notice here. There's no integrated Detroit safety assurance package on the Valencia. So although this is the 2024 chassis, in 2024 when they updated the M2106 chassis, the M2106 Plus chassis has an available Detroit system which gives you distance-based cruise control. That's no longer aftermarket. It's actually the same WABCO system that we had previously. Difference being this WABCO system has now been contracted by Detroit. They've made this new system where you have a mobilized system in the front, so you've got lane tracking, you have your distance-based cruise control, and then as you can see here, this coach is a little bit bigger, a little bit taller. This is going to have the 8.9 liter ISL. This is going to have a 6-gallon DEF tank, a 100-gallon fuel capacity once again, and again 360 horsepower with 1,150 foot-pounds of torque. And the step up to, I mean, honestly, it's only like an inch difference to answer your question. So not much of a difference to get entry into the cab. We do have a dual fill as opposed to a singular fill on that, which is nice for people. And oh my gosh, it's so nice. These are so easy to put down. It's just such a cool coach. On all of these, you'll see we've got these really nice chrome convex mirrors. And if you see up here, they're all set up so that you can go ahead and just very easily install a Cobra system if you like. Air ride seats all the way up, as you can see. And then we're just going to go all the way around the outside of this coach, closing up some of our bay doors here and opening some others. They conflicted with each other, so we couldn't open them all at the same time. But there's that same first bay that you had here. And then again, instead of having the Insignia TV, we've got a Samsung out here. Still the same sound bar, still that same connectivity so you can charge your phone. And then your bay storage for consecutive bay is up front here where it was at the rear on the Valencia, but you still have that really long basement storage. And again, this is a 36, so this is a pretty short coach. And then another big bay back here. No LP quick connect, as you would note, because of the fact that, of course, this coach is all electric. Jody, if you wanted to step back and show the back ends of all of these coaches. So Valencia, really attractive over here on the right. Again, rear view cameras on all of these. Really nice bright illumination. You'll notice above the camera on the Valencia, the Verona, and the LE, they all have those little brake lights that are showing up top so that people can see you even if you've got something that you're towing behind you. But a really attractive look overall. And all of these are available in that solid white or that solid gray if you'd like to do that, or a myriad of different paint colors and options. So here we have another 36-foot power cord reel and another 8-kilowatt quiet diesel generator. Your hose storage is here instead. And then in 2025, there's not a lot of differences, but they did go to a clear whole house water filter housing, which is nice because you can remember whether or not you have the gross blue stuff or pink. I guess it depends on the year that you're here at our store. We do change colors, so we always know whether or not you're using ours or if you're using your own. But that winterizer, you can see whether or not you need to change that filter out. Now, I know that we talked about doing this, so I want to just show this to you really quick. We're going to go ahead and operate the slide for this coach right here. And so we'll go ahead and hit retract. Just show you how quickly that comes in. And the cool thing is that by the time that we get around to the inside of this coach, due to the magic of television, it will already be open again. But it'll let me just show you under these bays a little bit easier. Here is that gray and black water tank holding system. And again, on the Renegade Verona, the Valencia, and the LE, all of them are going to have 75-gallon gray and black water tanks. But on the Verona and the Verona LE, you're going to have an aqua hot system. On the Verona LE, you have a 450D. On the Verona, you have a 250D. So this is just going to be the amount of fluid that you can hold in that reservoir, but it's still giving you your whole house heating system. So you have hydronic heat as well as your heat pumps on your air conditioners, and you do not need to have a furnace on this, and you also do not need to have propane. And of course, being that the propane guy is only there between, like, I don't know, he gets there at 10, he leaves for lunch at 11:30, goes fishing, comes back at 2, and he closes at 4. It's nice not to have to rely on propane. Again, so you got your 3 Dragonfly batteries here. For those that are confused about this, I went ahead and actually got the information. These all have 5-year warranties on them, so you've got a warranty on your lithium batteries, whether they're Battleborn or Dragonfly. It's the same company, just different names. One is an internal, one's an external, but they're the same manufacturer. So here we go with the entry into the M2106 Plus chassis, and again, 6-gallon depth tank as opposed to a 10. Dual fill 100-gallon tank, same chrome convex mirrors, same big aluminum high polish Alcoa rims, and as I mentioned earlier, by the time we get in here, that slide will already be out. Get it closed. You know, we're supposed to have really gusty winds and thunderstorms today, so I could just imagine I'll be in the middle of the walk through the interior of this coach, and the wind will pop up and I'll have to go running out, and it will be great TV, but maybe not the preferred video. So we'll just go ahead and close those now. And then Jody, I'll go ahead and let you come in first. So again, same nice bunk over cab. So great sleeping accommodations if you've got friends and family, or you can remove these mattresses and you really have this cool, nice hard finish underneath. So a great place to keep any kind of bins that you like. Oh, and I didn't finish extending this slide all the way, but let's go ahead and do that. So one of the things that we're going to measure today is, because of the fact that the Valencia and the Verona both have 2 slides and the LE has 3, we want to just measure that interior width of these coaches. So we'll go ahead and start with that. And again, this is your theater seating. So kind of nice to see this. Now on the Verona, your theater seating is facing the party side of the bus. On the LE, you'll notice that it's actually facing the business side. So about 53 inches there as well, maybe 54. And then go to the carpet there, about 59 inches across right here in your center living room. Now we talked a little bit earlier about the mid-bath and bath and a half models. This is a very, very nice coach. This is very near and dear to my heart. This is the first Renegade that I ever bought. This is the 36 VSB. They've made some nice improvements on this coach in 2025. Instead of having those little nightstands that you saw in the Valencia, they have this little pocket down here that has your USB and Type-C and 110 outlets with a little small shelf. Now, it's not a huge shelf, but this shelf alone would give you enough room to keep a can of bubbly water, maybe a water bottle, and then also it's nice, it's housed. And then you've got shelves in your storage bays as well. So these are removable. So if you do keep a tall water bottle there while you're in motion, you can go ahead and take those out or adjust them at your leisure. And then, as I mentioned earlier, we've got all of this great storage up here, as well as the 110 outlets, the reading lights. And then you do have light panel control here, so if you don't have your phone with you charged next to your nightstand, you're kind of weird, A, but B, you can still turn your lights on and off. Most people are charging their phones and using them, I think, these days as their alarm clocks. And then full extension, soft close, solid maple cabinetry. Once again, this coach has 8 drawers of that size, and then it's got 2 really large drawers as well, and then only 1 small panty drawer, which I guess means that, well, you're just gonna have to go camo style, because there's only 1 drawer for my underwears and you don't get to bring yours. No, I'm just kidding. We can share. So again, nice little place here to get your electronics hooked up. And as we mentioned earlier, still all the same nice MCD power shades, not power, manual shades, and then a Samsung TV as opposed to an Insignia. And then Jody, go ahead and step on back. Big solid maple pocket door, once again giving you all the quiet. And then there's that same very sophisticated latch system, a magnet right here, and then a snap. Here's that 35-inch radius shower in your San Marin porcelain throne. And then that same amount of cool space that you have to be able to use that office area. But what's really nice about this mid-bath model is that I have a door here, I have a door here, and then I have another door here. So I can actually have somebody brushing their teeth, blow drying their hair, doing their makeup, at the same time someone is either taking a shower or using the office, which is really nice. Lots of storage here underneath. We'll try to open all of these just so you can see what you're dealing with. If you're considering a product, of course, we know that you need to be able to see what you're dealing with here. And again, adjustable shelves. Only 1 place for your toothbrushes. So if you'll note though, lots of height here, plenty of room if you use a power toothbrush. And then in here you have your, again, Splendide washer and dryer, stackable, same thing, separated shelves, really nicely mounted. And this is as narrow as this coach gets right here. So this is the narrowest compartment. So as you can see here, lots of walking room. And then here we get into our Samsung. Now instead of being in the 2-door, we're at a 3-door, just a little bit bigger. And then of course, a little more freezer capacity, still has a nice ice maker, just kind of flip-flopped. Instead of having the electric control up here in the display, it's over here on the side. Big adjustable pockets. And I think in 22 or 21, we took the handles off and we had this latch system that was on the side. And then what we've started to do most recently is we've gone to this latch system, but again, very visible, very easy to see. And then we talked a little bit about pantry size. So big, deep pantry storage here. And then down below, same setup there with all of your fuses, etc. And then up here, again, nice glass front. That's because this is designed to house your, receiver if you decide to have Dish or DirecTV. But this is where the changes start. So same beautiful subway tiles in the back. I love in 2025 they went to this really cool geometric design. High polished surface countertops. But here we go into our true induction cooktop. So where this true induction cooktop is a benefit, if you've got little kids that are cooking in your coach, having someone catch something on fire by knocking over a paper towel dispenser or putting something down and not realizing it's an open flame is really dangerous. You're in a small area. This true induction cooktop, you could put a paper towel down on top of this cooktop and boil water at about 1/3 of the time you could with an open flame, depending on your altitude. Because it's a magnetic surface, and that, again, that true induction is going to be a little bit safer if you do have littles or cats. I mean, anything that could cause an issue in your kitchen, it's really a much safer mechanism. Again, that high point convection and microwave oven is the same. Did I open these yet, Jody? I did? I didn't? Okay, good. Yeah, so I'm gonna have a really hard time remembering everything today, you guys. I mean, first of all, I'm like really ditzy as it is, so 2 coaches is like a lot, but we're gonna do 3. Good luck. Anyhow, okay, so same big trash cans, stack them up. That way you can put your recyclables and all that out there. Here's another nice storage area. Now I know you're wondering, why didn't they put the trash can under the sink? Well, as I mentioned, we have all these cool countertop extensions. So you think, oh, this is just a nice cutting board, or it's a nice place to hang a towel. Or check this out. How cool is that? It's actually not only a nice cutting board, but it's also a nice counter extension. So very cool feature that they started carrying in the Renegade products across the board. Just so nice. And then again, it doubles as a great place to hang your dish towels when you're in motion. You still have all this great pantry storage. So another nice, very accessible pantry. And then big space up top. I know we covered all the things. This is a little bit smaller than some of the others. Again, this is a 36-foot coach. Actually, I think 36.8, if I'm correct. But regardless, a little bit shorter vehicle gives you just a little bit less in terms of overall room. All of these are going to be 12 feet 10 inches tall. And then, as I mentioned earlier, look at this storage capacity on the Verona. So even though this is a coach that is shorter than the Valencia, it has 12 feet of room to put all of your bins up here. And I loved that. I had all my bins in here. They were all labeled with my little label maker alphabetically, super easy to find stuff. Now you'll notice that this is again the Lakewood interior. There's my favorite beverage station. And again, same convertible booth dinette. Now we still have integrated cup holders, but if you'll note here, we have vibrating seats, heated seats, lighted cup holders, and then we have, oh, I'm doing that one. Well, we might as well, we'll do that one. Power, power recliners. Now keep note on this, you have 4 seat belts back here and then 2 in the front, as opposed to your total of 7, because this coach does have 2 seat belts, which I wanted to show you today. I went ahead and pulled those out because a lot of people do ask that question. But you do have 1 less seating compartment here because of the fact that you have theater seats.
You have a question.
Oh, we've got a question?
Yeah, what's the fuel mileage difference between the 6.7 and
So the question is, what's the fuel mileage difference? And honestly, I can't answer that. I can tell you that I know I've heard you get a few gallons or a few miles per gallon better in a Valencia over a Verona. All of that being said, though, in my Superstar I'm getting somewhere between 8 and 11. So if you're a few miles better, maybe you're at 10 and 13. You don't buy these coaches for fuel efficiency. But if you were looking for better efficiency, of course, a smaller liter size engine would give you better efficiency. It also might have to work harder, so it would depend on where you're driving. So keep in mind, with a lower amount of foot-pounds of torque to get up a hill as fast as you might in an 8.9 liter ISB, you might be riding that accelerator a little bit heavier and getting very similar fuel efficiency. So I would say, I don't know is the answer to your question. I think it's going to be really, really dependent on where you drive and how you drive in terms of that fuel efficiency, but I would say that neither one of them is very fuel efficient. Okay, so let's see. We covered all of this, right? So what we didn't cover yet is this dash area. So let's go ahead and do that, because while we're covering the dash area, I'm going to pull these slides in, but I can do both at once. So you'll notice here, your equalizer smart leveling system is able to be integrated into the dash here, because they've moved all the buttons over here in the new M2 106 Plus dash. We still have our Garmin integrated navigation system. Up here where they have all of the pre-wiring for your Cobra is where I would definitely recommend installing your dedicated rear view monitor, like you'll see on an XL or a Classic, for instance. And then up here you'll see I can turn that lane departure system off with just a click of a button, which is really, really nice. I've got the single locking rear diff. I have the suspension dump. I talked with Adam this week when he was out. I wanted to get his opinion. When you're leveling your coach with your equalizer leveling system, this will not automatically dump your rear bags, and they will continue to leak during the time that you're parked. So it would be a good idea to go ahead and empty those rear airbags first here, and then to level your coach. The reason that we say that is if you have a really high rear end and your front is maxing out your jacks here, you could actually kind of hyperextend or bend those jacks. So he did say that he thought you should do a suspension dump. He also said he thought it was common sense, and I said, you know, people like things in rule books, Adam, so we're gonna go ahead and ask that question. I know I already honked the horn, so we know that we got that big horn here. But one of the things that's nice about this coach is if you look at this M2 106 Plus dash, again, you've got your Detroit safety assurance package is standard now. You've got a little bit more clarification in this center dash here. Got this nice little LED screen. And then you'll also see that you have, I'll retract, my God, man. You also see that you have your steering wheel controls here. So as you can see, I still did that same thing where I waited to turn the engine on until after the check engine light turned off. And then I can go ahead and turn this on. And then we'll talk a little bit about switching gears. So to put the coach into drive, you just very simply twist to D, and now you'll see that we're in first gear. You can manually shift this transmission. You also do have an eco mode, and then your brake controller on the ISL, of course, is going to be a little more powerful. Anytime you have an engine brake, it's working off the size of the engine, so a 6.7 liter versus an 8.9 liter, a little more engine brake here. When you get up into that DD16, it just is brutal. It's crazy how much it can stop a coach. And then there's reverse, and then back to neutral. So very easy to operate there. You can answer and hang up your phone. You can control all of your different driving assistance features just with a little touchpad over here. You can take a look at your tire pressures. Again, this is all part of that new M2 106 Plus dash. So very nice adaptive cruise control, brakes right here. Overall, pretty cool. Power mirrors, heated mirrors, power windows, heated seats. I really like the seats that they're putting on the Renegade. This started back in 2024, but these are really comfortable. They're very posh. You don't have to have an ashtray here. It is removable. And you know, this is gonna get lost, so I'm gonna go ahead and put that up there. But of course you have a very nice cigarette lighter, just in case. Still no place for me to apply my lip gloss, which is probably good because about halfway through my video, I'm sure that I would really wanna put lip gloss on right now, and since I can't see, I won't do it. But yeah, so we are gonna go back outside, and we've got kind of a little switcheroo we've gotta do just so we can get the mic coverage. So while we're working on that, I've already put the rear bedroom slide in with the remote. I'm gonna go ahead and turn off my air conditioning inside here since I don't need it anymore. But I wanted to show here where you have not just your cool and your heat pumps, but now you have your aqua hot system as well. And then you can choose your burner, which is gonna be running off of your fuel tank. Now you can use this aqua hot burner system to run your hot water, and you can use it to run your heat registers without having your generator on. So that's a nice feature. And then electric, of course, is going to be running off of your either batteries, or ideally you'd be running that electric system if you were plugged into 50 amp. Did we cover the sink? The sink is so much better. So the sink used to be this weird kind of ceramic cover, and this is just super nice because it's no longer. Oh, I better let you turn around, Jody. This thing comes really fast. This is a hydraulic slide. Look at that thing. Woo! Just sucking in. Super, super quick. All right, so I got my LE paperwork with me right now. All this stuff. Oh my gosh. I hope you guys are liking this. Samsung TV up top. Again, that's releasable. Still have a fire extinguisher, same house controls right here. And I'm gonna go ahead now. And so you can see right here, I'm gonna go ahead and hit stop on my generator, and that will turn my generator off. There you go, so nice and quiet. So that's kind of a cool feature there. Again, you've got your nice chrome convex mirrors here. You've got dual fill 100-gallon tanks. And then I did want to show the air ride here. So first and foremost, we do a really cool integrated, upgraded insert for your grille that has fog lights in it. So if you'd like to do that, let me know. We have had to do the workaround already because with this radar that you have in the front for your cruise control, we've had to kind of change how we did that, but we've got a few of them done so far. It looks pretty cool. And then here underneath, same type of air ride seats that you had on the other. And then you'll notice here is where you have your steering wheel or your telescopic and height adjusted steering column. This is the release. There's no longer a step underneath to be able to operate that, but pretty cool overall. And that brings us to kind of the grand finale. So again, this is a 36 VSB. This is going to be a 40 LRV, and so what that L stands for, of course, is LE. So when you get into the luxury edition of Renegade, what do you get? Well, one of the things that you'll see that you get is 3 slides instead of 2. So we've got a third slide is in this coach. You also get Samsung TVs that are a little bit larger for your exterior. You also get things like a nice door control, right? And then there's that magnetic. I have, you know, we have to try to make things simple for ourselves, so I do have a lot of things locked. But this is the big difference right here. The big difference is that we are in a 3 slide vehicle as opposed to a 4 slide. So let's just go from let's just go underneath. Hold on, I'm just gonna step on it. So now we're talking about 6 feet across at the most narrow portion of this coach. So quite a bit more in terms of overall living space for sure. The other thing that's different is on the other two. If you didn't notice it, I'll just point it out to you now. The lambrequins are tufted here in the LE. So when I lean back here to sit down and have a glass of wine, I have a cushion. I don't have to put a throw pillow like a peasant. I have a built-in cushion. So peasant class, just get yourself some extra throw pillows because they're not built in on those Veronas or Valencias. As you'll note here, I get more outlets, but still the same great cup holders. And I guess people who have LEs don't use AirPods, because I really like the little AirPod holder, but no, I'm just kidding. I don't know. I'm sure they use AirPods. Also, another thing that you'll notice is that your brake controller is a Kurt Spectrum integrated brake controller, so you can actually dial that up or dial it down. Same equalizer, smart leveling system, same Garmin, same M2 106 Plus chassis, same bunk over cab. Again, you still have some Insignia TVs even on the LE, but they're going to be reserved for the bunk areas. And then on all of these where you have that bunk over cab area, you do have 110s in here as well as Type C and USB ports, which is pretty freaking cool. The storage underneath these seats is more narrow. I don't know why it's not as wide. It's because it's more fancy. But you could still do that same thing where you dropped this and had forward-facing seats. You'll also have a little bit more storage capacity in your pantry. So smart close drawers. These are dovetailed, if that makes a difference to you. That's something worth noting. You've got dovetailed drawers here. And then this black project tile surround is a little taller, covers a little more area, right? You've got a Samsung microwave and convection oven, which is of course not the same as the High Point. So a little bit different convection and microwave oven. The same refrigerator. So same fridge, same big storage underneath here. Oh, ours comes with melted ice cubes. That's an upgrade. Oh, that's gonna be a problem, Jody. I can see that one of us is gonna have to empty that after the video, and I'm guessing it's not gonna be you, so it'll probably be me. But that's okay. One of the things that's really cool about Transwest is the fact that they do allow us to make these videos, so we tend to be really smart We also tend to do a lot of work on coaches, and one of the things I'll tell you is don't leave water in your ice maker, because when you turn the coach off and leave the refrigerator stuck or shut, it smells icky. It smells stinky, so you don't want to do that. So you always got to empty those little bad boys out. Now, of course, we talked about this storage overhead being a little bit larger when you get into that Verona level after the Valencia. This is big storage, you guys. I mean, you can get those little shoe boxes in the label maker and put so many things up here. So that's nice. I'll tell you what I think is funny. If you saw the theater seats in the Veronas, they are not as svelte looking as this little Haida couch is, but this little Haida couch doesn't have vibrating heated ones. So I don't know, maybe the Verona is a better buy, but look at how flat they go. And then the thing that I love the most about this combo is the fact, because I always tell people, like, sometimes you will have friends. I know a lot of us are hermits, a lot of us are like, we don't like people, we don't like to talk to anyone else, we only like our dogs and our husband. But if you do have a friend, they can join you here on this couch, which I think is very handy. And it still has built-in cup holders, which I'm a big fan of. But the best thing about it is you could have a whole entire lineup of, I mean, black and tans, whiskey, what you could have your top shelf, whatever you wanted right at your arm's reach while watching your 50-inch Samsung Smart TV. So pretty cool layout here. Also, this coach has a fireplace, which is nice. So this not only does it pop out because it's cool, it pops out because there's storage above the sound bar. There's adjustable shelves back here. You've got 2 different ports to enter, or points of entry. And then your big sound bar is down here below. So this is pretty cool. This is a pretty cool difference if it matters to you. Now, I'll tell you, I was trying to figure out when the last time is. So I just spent another week down in Pueblo in my RV. We spent a few weeks down, like 3 weeks down in San Diego. I don't think I've had the TV up in my RV since June of last year. So this wouldn't matter to me, but if it does, man, that is a sweet looking setup right there. Did I cover this already, Jody? Did I show above? Yay! Look at me not doing things twice. It's awesome. Now you'll notice that we have a little higher integration here, where we have the Eclipse system as opposed to the Mira system, but very much a similar operational aspect. The big difference with this Eclipse system, I can Wi-Fi into this coach. So I could literally be like, hey honey, why don't you load up the RV today? And then while he was loading the RV, I could put the slides in when he wasn't looking and like totally freak him out. And he'll be like, so my boyfriend, if you don't know, his name is Jason. He believes in haunting. He thinks he's been to, you know, Utah and all these haunted hotels and stuff. So it would be really fun to Wi-Fi into the Renegade and close the slides while he was trying to pack it, because he would totally freak out and be like, dear, it's haunted, it just closed on me. But no, it's because you have the that system, which actually allows you to Wi-Fi into the coach. Oh, I already covered these drawers, huh? I didn't? Yes, I did. I showed that they were dovetailed. I did, Jody. No, maybe I didn't. Jody's like, I'm done, Katie. I don't remember anything anymore. Okay. I know I didn't show underneath the sink because we would have covered the fact that there's a subwoofer down there, and that to the left of it is your very fancy fireplace. And if you really want to get bougie with it, you can add these nice decorative ice crystals. Now, for you that are interested in a fireplace, I'll tell you, this thing puts off a lot of heat. So this is definitely a warm apparatus. So if you are like me, or you're always cold and you want to be a little bit warmer, that is definitely a cool thing to have in this coach. And I really do love the black project tiling. I think that this looks really a little more modern, if you will, pretty svelte. Here's your coach control here in the center once again. I'll grab my clipboard before I lose it. And then, oh, the wall sconce. Let me show this wall sconce. Look at how fancy. How fancy are you? I guess we should probably turn the lights on. But yeah, that's pretty cool. Oh, and look at that, all my doors open. I'm gonna have to come in and clean up anyway after this whole video mess. The Nice big windows over here, cross ventilation, but please do note that you are not facing the party side of the bus when you're in your theater seats. But when you're having breakfast, especially if you've got cute littles out here hanging out underneath where your awnings are, you would have a nice view of whatever it is on the party side of the bus. Now, all of this tile flooring, oh, I didn't show the flooring in the Verona. Ugh, we might go back and do that before we go, you guys. So the Verona has a wood linoleum tile. When you get up into the LE model, you start to get into this porcelain flooring, and this does have heated floors. So for those of you that are looking for that heated floor option, that is in this coach. Now, of course, this is the bath and a half model. This is a 40-foot unit. It has Starlink already mounted and integrated into it by the manufacturer. Again, you can have that in any of these 3 coaches. It's just nice, it's already done for you. It does run through the Winegard system when you get it through the manufacturer, which is kind of interesting. They have, it's not inexpensive, but they have a support system that you can buy through Winegard if you're not technologically savvy. That could probably save you some brain damage. So that's kind of neat. So as usual, I like to start my videos from the inside out. If you've never heard that before, then you should tune in more often. But the reason I do that is because if I don't like the interior, I don't care about the exterior. And I love the interior of this bathroom. So again, this is the Lakewood with Project Black. This is the same countertop I have in my Superstar. It's flip-flopped from what we were just in before. But you've got that same adjustable great medicine cabinet, cool, you know, lighting, same seamless countertop. They moved the faucet over here, which I think is interesting. And then lots of storage underneath. And your toilet paper dispenser is not underneath the cabinet in this coach. You still have that 35-inch radius shower. Big, heavy duty, solid maple pocket doors. The same 8 full extension drawers, now dovetailed. And then here, instead of having 2 big pocket doors, you've got 3. And you're still gonna have to go camo style because there's only one place to put, well, that's not even for your underwear. What would you put in there? I guess, I don't know. PS5, PS6, is that in the PS6 now, Jody? Oh my God, I need to get one. Okay, so nice, big, again, all of these lights that you see like that are integrated, these are all the same that you see throughout the entire product line. There's really a lot of value to be had in a Valencia. There's a lot of value to be had in a Verona, and there's a lot of value to be had in an LE. Again, really nice that they've made these pockets inset now, so you don't have to worry about unplugging your charger while you're sleeping on accident and having no having no Instagram the next day while you're camping. And then, Jody, you got it right above you. There's the big LE difference. Who does not want a ceiling fan in their RV? I love a ceiling fan in my RV. And then underneath here, there's your 2 75-gallon freshwater tanks. But in front of that, you'll see the attachment for central vac. So really very similar in-floor heating, central vac, a 3rd slide, a ceiling fan. Oh, Jody, are you showing me? So we already seen these Splendid washer and dryer stacks, but what Jody's pointing out to me is that I'm forgetting some of the things that I need to be covering. Oops, sorry, in the center. So to be able to winterize your coach is really easy right here in the LE version. So yes, and then last but not least, one of my favorite things that they did in this coach is they actually moved the brains of the operation here. So now I'm not using a pantry space for all of my circuit breakers. I've got everything right here. So that is kind of nice. And I still have shelving up top. I still have my big storage right here. Still have my nice standing room potty. And I still have my big medicine cabinet. And my cool lights and my fans. And also a robe hook. That is the coolest feature of this coach. I love a robe hook in an RV. Yeah, so I mean, that's it, guys. It's a lot. we got to do the outside bays. You know what, Jody? You're right. And we have to close the coach. So, walking room, gosh, just when you thought it was over. And honestly, the one person who I would not have thought would have told me to keep going was the man behind the camera. Because Lord knows his arm has got to be hurting at this point in time, or his lower back. Yeah. We've talked a little bit about how there's going to be some of those long-term massage things that he's going to have to build into into his retirement because of all of the videos that I make him do that are hours long. But how cool is this? Really, really nice RV. And I hope it's helped you guys to kind of figure out, what the differences are. Am I all the way in there, Jody, do you think? I must be. Okay, and then front retract, there we go. Between these coaches, there's that super fast hydraulic slide. We saw that in the last one too. But yeah, really similar products, really great benefits. Price points, aren't terribly different, but they are. And you might have tuned in thinking that you needed a Verona LE and realized you only needed a Valencia. I hope that happened for some people, or that you maybe, didn't realize you could have heated floors and a Renegade product at the LE level as well. I mean, there's just a whole bunch of different things to take out of this, and I hope that it's helped you to kind of understand some of the differences. The keypad on the door, I think, is nice. And then we should just show the AquaHot 450D as opposed to the 250. So again, it's just going to be a lot to do with the size of your reservoir for that AquaHot fluid, which is of course what's going underneath your coach. And it's a 50,000 BTU unit, which is pretty impressive on the 450. There's that consecutive basement storage. And you'll notice little things like these, like marker lights for parking. So there's one on the Verona LE, but there's not one on the Verona. So if you look back along the side there. So there are little nits and picks about them. This Easy Glide tray, of course, is for the Truma freezer refrigerator combo. You could also use a Dometic if that's your preference. There are your hoses and your extra tile for the back. As we talked about on the Verona product, we get a Voyager system that's integrated. There's your rear view camera. On all three of these, you'll notice that this bumper is separate from the rear fiberglass panel. The benefit of that, of course, is going to be that if you have a little oopsie down here, it's not as big of a deal. You don't have to replace the entire rear. A little more room in all of these bays. Yeah, that slide was not all the way in. I knew it wasn't all the way in. Again, same water bays. And then here we have the FlowJet macerator system. So you still have that 75-gallon tank capacity, but your FlowJet is, of course, going to give you the ability to not only, what's important for me on this FlowJet system isn't the fact that it's double grinding the poop. It's that it has a hose connection. So if you can get to a gray water safe drain and you've done laundry and you've got 150 gallons of fresh water and you've only used 75 gallons of gray water but you're full, you could pump that out into a drain. And that's with the FlowJet system. So nice feature there. And then here in the front, you'll notice another one of the differences that we have here. So we've got two 3,000 watt inverters. This is the double Victron system. And then we also have a larger lithionics package on this. And this is going to give us, one of those is dedicated simply to this central air conditioning system. So you can run your air while you're going down the road. And as you can see, these Dragonflies, of course, are 270 amp hour batteries as opposed to 100 amp hours. So quite a bit more battery capacity available on the LE. If you are boondocking in a place that you cannot use your generator, this is a big deal. If you're not boondocking in a place where you cannot use your generator, it's really not the end of the world. I don't know, I run my generator going down the road all the time. to cool my coach off if it's really hot. Like it was over 100 degrees in Pueblo, and we stayed cool. I don't have big lithium system. Actually there was power surges there and our power was out quite often. So there was one day we ran our generator the entire time, but we never got low on fuel. And I don't know, give me a call if you're curious about why you need lithium. But I'll tell you, Renegade's been doing it for years now and they do a really good job. Heated seats again, air ride, dual fill, again, 6-gallon DEF tank. Nice little light there showing you down when you're getting in. Again, all of these coaches are fantastic opportunities for you. All of these are for sale. This is a 5N240191. That is our Verona LE. And again, that's the LRB. This is 5N240186. This is our Renegade Verona 36 VSB. And I've got a few different models here, so if there's a different Verona you're looking for or a different LE, let me know. We'll see what we have in stock or coming in. And then again, this is a 5N230310 Valencia 38 RB. My name is Katie O'Neill. I'm coming to you live from Transwest Truck Trailer RV. I always wonder how I'm going to be able to get through these videos when we're doing so many side by side. I hope it's been helpful for you today. So please let us know how we can get you on the road and camping. Thank you so much for tuning in.